The Middle Eastern nation of Saudi Arabia recently made headlines by astounding U.S. experts with remarkable achievements. Saudi Arabia has worked aggressively over the past few years to diversify its economy and reduce its reliance on oil exports. This effort has resulted in a variety of notable improvements in domains such as renewable energy, technology, and healthcare. But the most recent discovery has startled many members of the scientific community. In this video, we will discuss the news that has put Saudi Arabia in the spotlight and garnered accolades for its innovative efforts. So subscribe to us now, hit the like button, and don't forget to press the bell icon to get regular updates. Let's get into the video. We had known for a very long time that Saudi Arabia was synonymous with sweltering heat, aridity, and deserts. In point of fact, this association was accurate. We know Saudi Arabia is the 14th largest in the globe and has a total landscape area of 214 square kilometers. It does not have a single river that remains permanently in its territory. If you believe that you have heard everything there is to hear, you should relax because we are only getting started. Earlier on, we noted that Saudi Arabia is one country that is subject to an extremely low average annual rainfall. The Rub Al Khali Desert, which covers the size of 650,000 square kilometers, is located in Arabia, which is home to the world's largest desert. This was comparable in size to a whole nation. What kind of actions did they do in total? Let me tell you. First, they made significant investments in the development of new technologies. This is because sophisticated machinery was necessary in order to supply everything necessary to turn the desert into a fruitful land. Saudi Arabia is a country that has become extremely affluent as a result of its oil deposits. Despite this, the Saudi Arabian leadership has not seized the chance to kick back and relax in the light of the country's newfound affluence. Instead, they have used the resources of the nation to cultivate land that is suitable for human habitation. During the beginning phases of their foray in investing, the government placed a significant amount of emphasis on the establishment of facilities for the production of dairy products, meats, and poultry foods. By 1985, the country had reached a point where it was completely self-sufficient in producing goods such as beef, milk, and eggs. They not only became big exporters of agricultural goods, but they were able to take care for their personal needs and provide for their families. During this time, there was also a large increase in milk output, which amounted to nearly 1,800 gallons of milk per cow on an annual basis. This figure was determined by dividing the total yearly production by the number of cows. During this period, there was also an increase in the number of fish farms. These farms were created in areas that were both on land and in the water. The construction of these fish farms resulted in the production of many types of seafood. Among these seafood types, shrimp was especially beneficial for them. It was also due to the efforts put in by the governments of Saudi Arabia that the country moved from being an importer of wheat to an exporter of the same wheat silos built in 1978 and soon became wheat sufficient in 1984. The silos were built in 1978 and soon became wheat sufficient in 1984. Breeding of the black tiger breed of shrimps was particularly successful, and it was also as a direct result of their efforts that the country went fast from being an importer of wheat to an exporter of the same wheat. Wheat production in important grain-producing districts such as POC Hall and Kazim is currently at a level where it averages roughly 3.6 tons per acre. In addition to wheat and rye, other cereal grains included barley and millet were also grown. At some time, grain output reached such a staggering level that it had to be scaled back in order to preserve the available water supplies. There was an increase in the production of important farm produce such as fruits and vegetables as a result of improvements in farming practices and transportation technologies, which led to the development of goods such as watermelon Greek yogurt. When it came to investments, the laws that were put into effect in April of 2000 went above and beyond to provide additional incentives. All of this achievement is because of the efforts of the country's Ministry of Agriculture. which designed favorable legislation to promote local farmers as well as Saab. Without these rules, none of this would have been possible, and the ministry's efforts are responsible for all of this success. In order for Saudi Arabian farmers to realize their full potential as agriculturalists, the Saudi Arabian Agricultural Bank continues to make available to them subsidized loans as well as loans without interest during the duration of the program. In the same year, 1972, grain silos and flour mill organizations came into existence. The responsibilities of these organizations included the acquisition and storage of wheat, the construction of flour mills, and the manufacturing of animal feed. Also, the building of modernized motorways helped connect agricultural districts to big markets. Also, the government provided funding for research programs, which assisted in the production of new food crops, enhanced crop yields, and discovered new ways to make crops resistant to pests. Farmers and scientists from the surrounding area worked together in agricultural research institutes, housed within several colleges across the country. This endeavor required absolutely everyone's participation. The government also conducted initiatives that required a significant amount of capital expenditure to assist farmers who had high requirements for capital, which contributed to the diversification of the economy. It has been discovered that Saudi Arabia does not have quite the same level of aridity as was previously believed. Deep tube in Saudi Arabia's quest to restore its once verdant landscape, aquifers have emerged as one of the country's most important sources of water. The nation was successful in making the most of the seawater that was accessible to them due to the richness of their coastal lines, which span from the Persian Gulf to the Red Sea. As a result, the government quickly began engaging in operations related to desalination. This was an ancient water source on which Saudi Arabia now relied completely. Thus, wells were drilled in the most promising urban and agricultural regions. Recycled water to alleviate the water shortage. This technique involves recycling the water that was used for residential reasons. As a result, water recycling factories were created in the capital city and other significant metropolitan industrial centers to assist in recycling water, which is now being utilized for the irrigation of farmland. The majority of irrigation in the fields is done with recycled water. These procedures quickly made water accessible on the land, which facilitated agricultural activity. This video has reached its conclusion, and we would like to thank you for watching it. If you have any queries regarding the video, you can tell us in the comments section below. Like and share the video, and don't forget to follow us for more interesting videos. Until then, take care.